What's going on, everyone? Today, we've got to give you an update on Ondo. If you are a big Ondo holder and you enjoyed a video we made a couple of weeks ago about our long-term price prediction for Ondo, you're probably wondering, Tim, what's the next step? What's the next move for Ondo? Well, guys, I've got you covered in this video. Stick around for the entire thing. We got a lot of details to go through to give us some insight as to what the next big move for Ondo should look like. Smash that like button if you enjoy the channel. Hit subscribe as well. We're the Investing Bros. All right, now I need you guys to stick with me. I'm gonna lay out what this video is gonna look like. Before I can get into the Ondo TA, I do have to go through some news of what happened yesterday. Look at the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin is the biggest impact on the rest of the crypto space, but I promise you, stick with me. We're getting to the Ondo chart. We're getting to the reasons why it's so big, but I will start you off with a little bit of news about Ondo that should keep you very excited. This is from the Ondo Finance Twitter channel. Forbes reports on BlackRock's foray into tokenization. The BUIDL, or BIDL, I think is what you would call that, attracted $240 million in deposits during its first week, with Ondo contributing a sizable portion. Ondo has now contributed $221 million, driven by demand for OUSG after new enhancements. What is OUSG, you might be wondering? It's a tokenized short-term U.S. Treasury bill ETF. What does this mean? Well, first of all, we already knew this. We already knew BlackRock loves Ondo, and anything that BlackRock is going to throw their support behind, I heavily advise you find a way to do it as well. BlackRock does not like to lose. They do not like bad investments. So when they support and invest in something like Ondo and build their companies with it, that should make you extremely bullish on Ondo moving forward. We see TVL, or trading volume locked, continue to go up to the right. So Ondo, very, very bullish reasons from the news perspective to continue to want to buy in more. But let's talk about what happened yesterday. We do have to address this. Let's go to the Bitcoin chart here for a second. Let's go look at what is happening here. We had a little bit of volatility here, and I throw up Luxalgo. Yesterday, I told you guys, after falling all the way down to 66,000, give or take, I said, watch out for if we get good CPI data to come back up to this order block and the smart trail, this red cloud of resistance right here on the 4-hour chart. Sure enough, we did it pretty much perfectly, exactly as I called it. I did tell you guys, look out for what happens with Jerome Powell in the afternoon. Will he be hawkish and very supportive of maybe more interest rates coming, or will he keep, the dovish of more interest rate cuts coming? Let me back this up because I just got confused. Dovish meaning he's supporting interest rate cuts. Hawkish meaning he thinks that we need to go longer with higher rates. He kind of was dab smack in the middle, kind of hinted towards we could get some cuts, but I don't want to excite the bulls too much. We could get some rate. We could just stay still, but I don't want to excite the bears too much. Effectively, the way the market took it was that Jerome Powell was hawkish and negative, and the prices came tumbling back down to 67,000, the level it pretty much was at before the CPI data came out yesterday morning. I'm not that worried. You guys can see here we're setting a higher low at the moment of support for Bitcoin. However, I want to make sure you guys are aware of what could happen next. While currently we still have that smart trail of resistance in that order block stopping us from getting above 70,000. If that is reconquered, you do see a take profit level between 72,000 and 74,000. But as you come out to larger time frames, the bulls could see it get even higher, with potential moves up here between 75,000 to 80,000 as the next major level of resistance should we break above 72 and hit new all-time highs for Bitcoin. On the flip side, I have told you guys, do not be surprised if we see the bears take a little more control. There still is a level here on the blue smart trail, the support line here on the daily chart. As we've kind of bounced off this level of 66 already, that's kind of the first level, we could get aggressively down towards 64,300. So if the bears start to gain control, if we start to come back down, look for a potential move anywhere between 66 and 64,000. If that's if the bears take control. If the bulls take control, I do think it's not crazy to get back up here at least to 72,000, if not making moves even higher and taking on a bullish outlook. I had to kind of preface us with that kind of mindset because that will have heavy effects on your Ondo holdings. Let's go over here and take a look at Ondo and show you some levels that I'm very interested in. I'm going to pull up Luxago again here in just a second. But before I get into the Ondo TA, make sure you check out the sponsor of this video, Arculus Cold Wallets. You got to protect your crypto with everything you can. If you ever heard that expression, not your keys, not your crypto, the reason for that is as long as your money's on centralized exchanges, like Coinbase, like Binance, like Kraken, while you think that crypto belongs to you, technically speaking, in the eyes of the law, if something goes wrong and that exchange crashes, if something gets hacked, that is not treated as your crypto. You want to protect your crypto with your own personalized cold wallet where only you have the keys to unlock that money. Arculus is the #1 cold wallet in the world. It is the most secure. It's the easiest to use. Go check it out right now. And when you use code BROZ10, there's a link down below, BROZ10, you get 10% off your cold wallet. Shout out to them and thank you for them sponsoring this video. Back to our Ondo TA. There's some levels I want you guys to keep an eye on. And this yellow box, this was on my chart here a couple of weeks ago. Sure enough, I thought we'd go a little lower. And technically, it's not over just yet. But we did hit the very top of this yellow box, and now we've bounced to the upside. But what is happening next? We got to start off on lower time frames, and then we'll kind of work our way up. And I'll show you where I think a big breakout could be coming in the next couple of months. But starting off on the 4-hour chart, there's a couple of reasons to be somewhat bullish about where we currently are. This yellow box right here, this is called a bullish breaker block, meaning it's a former level of heavy resistance. You guys can see we had that red smart trail of resistance in play here. We had a big order block. We should have sold off pretty heavily when we hit this level yesterday, but instead we blasted on through it going to our second order block. Well, when that happens, this becomes a level where people used to want to sell Ondo heavily. Now they want to buy. And we're sitting kind of squarely right there in the middle. You're also going to find some confluence on the 1-hour chart, giving us the same thing of a bullish breaker block, as well as a blue smart trail of support. So a lot of reason to think that we can continue to defend this level where we currently are between $1.27, $1.28. That's a zone that is interesting. Now, remember when I told you if Bitcoin could fall to about 64 or so, don't be surprised if that would send Ondo somewhere in this range right about here to $1.21. If I turn this off for a second, you guys can see this red box right here. The reason I have that red box in play, I want to flip through a couple of time frames and show you the confluence. At the moment, you guys can see there's an order block sitting right there. There's a blue support level of smart trail on the 4-hour chart. But if I go up the order on the 6-hour, we're seeing the same thing as well. On the 8-hour, we're seeing the same thing as well with that order block. And even the 12-hour, this is the top range of our smart trail here. So this is a zone based off of several different time frames of confluence that if the bears take over should be a level of buying happening around $1.21 to the downside. If that gets lost, of course, we're talking about potentially moving back down at least to $1.11. There's a lot of liquidity down at that level. So if the bears can't defend $1.21, my guess is we probably will be making a move back down towards $1.11, $1.10. That is the bearish side. But what about the bullish side? What about what's happening to the upside? Well, for that one, we don't even need to turn on Luxago. Let's turn this off. I want to kind of just take you and zoom out here for a second of what is happening on Ondo long term. The first thing that we are going to be keeping an eye on for now is going to be in the realm right here of $1.72. Why is that? Well, we're going to use some simple Fibonacci extension TA for the moment. One of the most common breakouts when you're in price discovery mode is to look for what I would call the bullish golden pocket here, the 1.65 to 1.618. That's going to fall right here around $1.72. If you want some confluence for why that's such an important level, let's go back over here to the high we had in March down to the retracement we had. You're going to see right there, we did the exact same thing with a breakout where we came right into this bullish golden pocket before we rejected. So in the next couple of weeks, should the bulls be in full control, look for a move up to $1.72. That's the first thing that I'm watching right now. But what about the bigger potential breakout? You guys know, if you've watched my Ando price prediction video, that we're going a lot higher. I believe probably by the end of 2025, $15 to $18. But is there another big move coming potentially in the next couple of months that we should keep an eye on? I believe that there absolutely is. And to show you, you got to come back here and look at the entire history of Ondo's price action from this bottom action in February, when a lot of bullish things started to come into play. Bitcoin exploded right here. Most altcoins exploded right here. Ondo was no exception. It had itself a very, very impressive run over the next couple of weeks of 400%. But what we have in play right here, guys, especially when you take a look from the weekly chart perspective, what you have in play here is what we would call a bull pennant. And even though we've had a little bit of a retracement right here, and we might even see a little more retracement around $1.72, this blue line right here of explosive price action between end of January and end of March could see a breakout for Ondo looking like this, coming up to the range of $4. It might be a little bit below it. Somewhere around 386 is where this line specifically takes us. But look for a move in the next 2 to 3 months for Ondo to possibly, if the bulls have control, move somewhere between $3.50 and $4.20. This is my next big target for Ondo Finance. That is what I have for you guys in this video. What do you think? You got to leave the comments down below. Are you bullish on Ondo? Do you own enough? Do you need to stack your bags right now before these massive moves keep coming? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are as well. Also, you got to make sure, if you enjoyed the video, smash that like and hit subscribe. We seek to every single day bring you all the best information, the best charts to keep you updated on your crypto investments. With that said, though, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Adios.